teacher was distracted when she came into the classroom. There's an inspector at school today. Now I can count on you boys to behave yourselves and make a good impression, can't I? We all promised to behave, and anyway, she didn't need to worry because we nearly always do behave. The thing is, he's a new inspector. The old one was used to you, but he's retired now. And then she gave us lots and lots of advice. She told us not to speak without being spoken to, not to laugh without permission, not to drop marbles like last time the old inspector came and he ended up flat on the floor. Alec, don't eat things while the inspector is here. Matthew, try to be inconspicuous. Sometimes I wonder if our teacher thinks we're complete idiots. Still, we're fond of her, so we promised to do what she said. Nicholas by Renee Goscinny is a collection of short stories told from the perspective of an energetic and animated 6-year-old named Nicholas. In this episode, Nicholas recalls a particularly memorable school day. Our teacher looked around to see if the classroom and all of us were nice and neat and clean. Oh, the classroom is neater than some among us. And then she asked Cuthbert, who's top of the class and teacher's pet, to put ink in the inkwells in case the inspector would like to give us some dictation. So Cuthbert got the big ink bottle, and he was about to start filling up the inkwells at the front desk where Cyril and Jeremy sit, when all of a sudden, someone shouted, "Here comes the inspector!" Cuthbert jumped so much, he spilled ink all over the desk. It was only a joke. The inspector wasn't there at all, and our teacher looked very annoyed. "I saw you, Matthew. It was you who played that silly trick. Go stand in the corner." Matthew started to cry. "If I stand in the corner, then I won't be inconspicuous, and the inspector will ask me a lot of questions, and I won't know the answers, and I'll cry. And it wasn't a silly trick, and I did see the inspector crossing the playground with the principal." Okay, that's enough for the time being. The trouble was that our front desk was covered with ink. So our teacher said we must move that to the back of the classroom where no one would see it. We began moving the desk, and that was a lot of fun because we had to move all the other desks too, and we were having a really terrific time when all of a sudden the inspector and the principal walked in. We didn't have to stand up because we were all standing up anyways, and everyone looked very surprised. "These are the little boys. They're a bit scatterbrained." I see. Well, sit down, boys." So we all sat down, and Cyril and Jeremy had their backs to the blackboard because we had turned their desk around while we were moving it. "Do these two pupils always sit this way?" Our teacher's face went red like Matthew's when people asked him questions, but she didn't cry. We had a slight accident. The inspector didn't look too pleased. He had great, big, bushy eyebrows, very close to his eyes. "Discipline, that's what's called for. Come along, boys, put the desk back into place." So we all stood up. No, not all of you, just you two. So we all sat down, except Cyril and Jeremy, who turned the desk around and then sat down. The inspector smiled and rested his hand on the desktop and said, "Very well, and what exactly were you boys up to before I arrived?" "Moving the desk, sir." "Never mind about the desk. In any case, why were you moving it?" "Because of the ink." "Ink? Oh!" The inspector wiped his hand thoroughly with his handkerchief. "I can see you have troubles keeping order in this classroom. A little elementary psychology is all you need. Watch this. Now, children, I want to be friends with you. You mustn't be afraid of me. I know you like a bit of fun. Why, I like a good laugh myself. Have you ever heard the joke about the two deaf men? One deaf man says to the other, 'Are you going fishing?' And the other deaf man says, 'No, I'm going fishing.' 'Oh,' says the first one, 'I thought you were going fishing.'" It was a real shame our teacher had told us not to laugh without permission, because we could hardly restrain ourselves. I told my dad that joke when I got home that night, and he loved it, and he hadn't even heard it before. The inspector laughed a lot, but then he didn't need anyone's permission. However, once he saw that the whole class was quite quiet, he put his eyebrows back into place and coughed. And then the bell rang for recess. We all ran outside and decided to play cowboys. Now, I'm the brave young cowboy on my white horse, and you all are the bandits. But I win in the end. Hey, how come I can't be the brave young cowboy? What, you a brave young cowboy with a face like that? Oh, shut up or I'll give you a kick in the pants. Eddie usually prefers punching people's noses, so I was surprised about him kicking Alec. But before anything else could happen, Rufus said, anyway, I'm gonna be sheriff. Sheriff? Don't make me laugh. Who ever heard of a sheriff in a policeman's cap? You look silly. Oh, well, my dad wore a police cap when he joined the police, and he didn't look silly. Well, he would have done if he'd won one in Texas. So Rufus hit Jeffrey, and Jeffrey pulled out his gun and said, you'll be sorry for this. So Rufus hit him again, and Jeffrey dropped to the ground, going bang, 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 and Rufus clutched his stomach and made frightful faces. Got me, you coyote? But I'll have my revenge. Meanwhile, I was galloping around the schoolyard, hitting my behind to make me go faster. When all of a sudden, Eddie came up to me. Get off that white horse. I'm having that white horse. Oh, no, you're not. So Eddie punched me in the nose. And Rufus came over blowing his whistle. You're a horse thief. We hang horse thieves here in Kansas City. Hey, you can't hang them. I'm the sheriff. Well, since when? But before anything else could happen, Jeffrey said, don't move, Oklahoma kid! And then Alec hit Rufus on the head with a tomahawk and said he was taking him prisoner. And Rufus was upset because he dropped his whistle on the grass and he couldn't find it anywhere. And I was crying a little bit and telling Eddie I never wanted anything to do with him again. And we were all shouting at each other and having a fantastic time. When the bell rang for class, we all filed back inside where the inspector was still waiting. Well, that's enough playing. Now for some work. We're studying fables. They're learning the story of the crow and the fox. Very well, very well. Carry on as usual. Cuthbert, will you tell us the story? But the inspector raised his hand. If I may. You at the back there. Tell us the story of the crow and the fox. Oh, what on earth is the matter with him, Inspector? You'll have to excuse Matthew. He's very shy. So Rufus got asked instead. Rufus said he didn't know the story by heart, but he knew more or less what it was about. And he started explaining that it was the story of a crow who had a piece of Roquefort cheese in his beak. Roquefort? Now, Alec decided to correct Rufus and set the record straight. No, it wasn't Roquefort, it was Camembert. Oh, no, it wasn't. The crow wouldn't have Camembert in his mouth because it's runny, and it smells awful. So there. Well, it might smell awful, but it's terrific to eat it anyway. Soap smells good, but it tastes awful. I tried it once. Yeah, well, you're just stupid. I'm going to tell my dad to give your dad lots of parking tickets. And then they had a big fight. Everyone jumped back and started shouting except for Matthew, who was still crying. And Cuthbert, who was explaining the story of the crow and the fox up at the blackboard, and our teacher and the principal, who were both shouting, silence, silence, silence! We all had no end of fun. The inspector pulled out his handkerchief and got ink all over his face. It was a real pity we weren't allowed to laugh because it was not going to be easy to hold it in until playtime. The inspector walked over to our teacher and shook her hand. Dear lady, you have my deepest sympathy. It never occurred to me what a true vocation our profession was. Carry on the good work, keep a stiff upper lip, and he left in a hurry, along with the principal. We're all really fond of our teacher, but honestly, she was terribly unfair. It was all because of us that the inspector said nice things about her, and she went and kept us all in after class anyways.